Hey everyone, it's Amy and welcome back to my channel. I woke up this morning with a really out of the blue cough, so if I'm wheezy and gross, I apologize. Okay, so today's video, if you guys watched my vlog from a couple of days ago, then you will have seen that it was my birthday over the weekend and I turned 28. When did that happen? When did I suddenly become 28 years old? So in light of me getting one step closer to 30, I decided to make this video, and it's kind of going to be a video of two parts. So firstly, I decided that I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about the fact that for a long while, my birthday was a huge source of genuine anxiety for me. And I would get this deep sense of kind of imposter syndrome and also just feeling like I wasn't measuring up to where I should be. And I know that I am not the only person who goes through that, maybe not just on a birthday, but on a regular day in, day out kind of basis. So I wanted to spend a little bit of time talking about that and how I moved past that. And the second half of this video is just going to be a fun little something where I share my brand new 30 before 30 list, which is 30 things that I've decided that I would like to achieve before 30. Some of them are odd, which if you know me at all, you will expect that, but we'll see. I don't really know how to summarize this video. Who knows what I'm gonna end up calling it, but hopefully it can be helpful, inspirational, or uplifting for you guys, just for me to shed a little light on the things that I've gone through. Yeah, let's just do it. So like I said, for the longest time, my birthdays ended up being kind of like a source of dread for me in a lot of ways. I've always been a very big birthday person. I love birthdays. I love my birthday. I love everyone else's birthday. I just think they're such a fun and special time. But I guess it was when I moved into my 20s, things just changed, and part of me thought that I was just getting older and maybe I was growing out of the whole birthday thing. I mean, realistically, how old can you be and you're still wearing a birthday girl tiara, you know? But something just wasn't the same. My birthday would roll around and I would just feel completely unfulfilled and not myself. When I hit 25, this went into overdrive. I remember on the week leading up to my 25th birthday, I cried every single day, including my birthday. I cried like 3 times on my birthday. I was just a complete mess. On my actual birthday, I didn't want to get out of bed. I didn't want to acknowledge that it was the day of my birth. Didn't want to talk to anyone, didn't want to do anything. Just wanted to kind of like crawl into a hole. That's not me. And if we're being completely honest, at that time in my life, a lot was going on. I wasn't in a good space with regards to a lot of things, and that was probably like peak quarter life crisis time for me. And I guess all of that confusion and disappointment and sadness and anxiety kind of just all clumped together and presented itself like a giant birthday gift in my lap. And from there on out, every single year, I would look forward to my birthday because I'm a birthday person, but then I would also completely dread it because I knew that as soon as that day hit, I would be comparing myself to everyone else, looking really deeply and critically at my life and just thinking, girl, you have not done enough, you've not achieved enough, you are not enough, and it just sucked. The big problem is that I would turn another year older and feel like I hadn't accomplished anything at all. And then I would look around me, and can we just take a second for how our society right now is just programmed for us to constantly compare ourselves to others. Look at social media. I mean, this whole like Instagramming the best moments of my life deal that we all do. It's just so part of our normal day-to-day routine to look at everyone else and then think, why am I not doing this? You know, that's what I would do, and I would just be so hard on myself. I would sit and think, cool, well, I'm 26 now and I'm still single and I still don't know what I want to do with my life and I still don't have a savings account and I still live with my parents. And it would just feel like, wow, what have I done with the last 26 years of my life? You know, and I'd look at other people who I went to school with on Facebook with their husbands and their houses and their children and their jobs and their fancy kitchens, and I would think, how am I so far behind everyone else? So obviously getting over this kind of big mental block didn't happen overnight. If you guys are subscribed to this channel, you know my whole backstory. Had a quarter-life crisis, quit my job, moved to the Middle East, made a whole bunch of really big life choices to just try and gain a sense of control. And I'm not necessarily recommending that you guys go ahead and do all of those things. If you want to, then 100%, but you don't necessarily have to move to Kuwait to stop getting the birthday blues. You can just do this small manageable thing instead. So the big change happened when I stopped looking at what I thought I should be doing or what I should have achieved by the time I turned XYZ number of years, and instead looking at, well, what have I done? Okay, so maybe some girl I went to school with has a nice house and she's married with a baby, and then there's me. Yeah, I don't have a house, a husband, or a baby, but I do have a passport full of stamps, I do have amazing friends, I do have a job that I'm so in love with. I do have a wonderful boyfriend who makes me super happy. And as soon as I started thinking about what have I done as opposed to what haven't I done, suddenly everything looked completely different. Sometimes when I'm at home, I run into people that I haven't seen for years and they ask what I'm doing now, and I tell them, oh, I'm a teacher in the Middle East, and they're like, what? That is so cool. I am so jealous. And it's bizarre to think that I'm looking at these people and all that they've achieved with their houses and their flashy cars and all of this kind of stuff, and I'm thinking, that's kind of the life I would want. But then they're looking at me and thinking, that's kind of the life that I would want. And I think when you look at your life from someone else's perspective, it really helps you to see how wonderful it is. And it really does help you to pinpoint and to realize how much you've achieved. It may not be the things that anyone else has achieved, and that's fine because they are living a different life to you. Their life is going this way, your life is going that way. You've gone the same distance. It's not like they've gone further than you. You've both gone the same distance, but you're just going in slightly different directions. And that's 100% okay. That realization just changed everything for me. I don't know if that was kind of something that's painfully obvious to you guys, if that was something you realized years ago, but it took me a long while to get to this positive headspace about it. And I just thought, if there's anyone out there who suffers from the birthday blues, or not even the birthday blues, but just this feeling that you're not enough, that you haven't done enough yet with your life, I just wanted to speak to you today and let you know it's okay. You are where you need to be. So that was my motivational talk of the day with a really sassy hair flick for no reason. And now I want to share with you guys my 30 before 30 list. So this year, as my birthday was closing in and I realized that for the first time in a long time, I didn't have this anxiety bubbling up within me, it felt good, because for the longest time I would look at 30 like a death sentence, and I'd think of all these things I have to achieve. I have to be married, I have to have a baby, I have to have this much in my bank account, and it just seemed like if I didn't achieve those things I would fall off the end of the world, like something terrible would happen. But this year, since I didn't feel that way, it gave me this sense of empowerment. I felt very much in control, and I wanted to take that feeling and turn it into something positive. So I wrote a 30 before 30 list, which is 30 things that I really want to achieve before I turn 30. Not 30 things that society makes me feel like I should achieve, not 30 things that some girl down the road has achieved that I think that I should because she has. No, 30 things that are special to me. They might not apply to any of you. Maybe some of them will resonate, maybe not. But the point is, we are all different and we don't all have to hit the same markers at the same time. So before I get into this, there are a couple of strange entries. I will explain them. And also I tried to make it a reasonable amount of things that would be quite challenging to do and really get me out of my comfort zone, and things that would be, you know, very achievable, because I only have 2 years, you know? It's a limited amount of time. Okay, number 1, I want to go whitewater rafting. I never have, and I really want to try it. Number 2, on that same adrenaline thrill junkie kind of theme, I want to go skydiving. Number 3, I want to write a book, and this has been something I've wanted to do since I was about 7. It's just always been a dream of mine, and I keep putting it off, and now I've given myself a deadline. I'm gonna do it. Number 4, take a salsa lesson because I can't dance at all. Number 5, finish organizing my family photos. I don't know about you guys, but I have about 6 giant boxes of just family photos, the printed kind from like the 90s. Remember that, when you used to hand in film and they'd print it for you? It's all just in boxes, and my OCD can't deal with it. Number 6, visit Stonehenge. It's really not that far from where my parents live, and yet I've never been there. Number 7, take a hot air balloon ride. Number 8, go stargazing, and by that I literally just mean lay in a field somewhere looking at the stars where there's no light pollution or pollution of any other sort, because the town that I grew up in is really polluted and you can't see anything. Number 9, complete a 5K. I can't run, like I can't. So I don't know why I've set myself this challenge. Why? Number 10, take a road trip. Number 11, visit the Jack Daniel's distillery in Tennessee. I love that I have 2 alcohol ones back to back, but number 12 is go wine tasting in California. I went wine tasting in Italy. I'll link that vlog down below. It was so much fun, and now I want to do it in California. Number 13, finish decluttering all my junk. KonMari, you are calling to my soul. Number 14, go on a picnic. This probably sounds like a really lame one, and when I was a kid I probably did go on picnics, but in my adult life I've never been on a picnic, and I just think it sounds like the most wonderful way to spend an afternoon. Number 15, learn to bake bread. I just always hear about how good freshly baked bread is, and I'd like to experience that for myself. Number 16, get engaged. Now, this was a hard one for me to work into my list, just because, again, I didn't want this list to be conforming to what do I feel like I need to achieve by the time that I'm 30. And I will tell you that for the first 26 years of my life, being 30 and not married, the thought of that genuinely terrified me. And every year as I would get closer to 30 and still be single, I would think, oh, well then my life is gonna end. I don't know, I just had this obsession with feeling like I needed to be married by 30, and I don't feel that way at all anymore. And I only put this on my list because I really love Cody and I want to marry him, and that's all. Oh my gosh, I think I'm blushing, and I've never been embarrassed about anything on this channel. Oof, all the feels are out. Okay, number 17, I want to go whale watching in the San Ignacio Lagoon. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, but it's a place off of Mexico, and this isn't gonna sound like a real thing, but it is, because I watched a documentary about it. But the whales love humans so much that if you go out in a boat, they kind of like launch themselves, not launch themselves, but they'll pop out of the water for you to hug them, and that's, I just want to hug a whale, that's all I want. Number 18 is visit the Edinburgh Vaults. Actually, that's on my travel bucket list from my blog. I'll link that down below if you haven't seen that. Number 19, attend a beach bonfire. This looks like such a cool thing to do. Number 20, take a self-defense class, because I have no upper body strength and like it's worrying. Number 21, sew a dress. I can't sew well, but I'm gonna try. Number 22, move in with Cody, because this whole living thousands of miles apart thing is not working out for me right now. Number 23, go see a stand-up comedian. I love comedy, and yet I've never been to see stand-up comedy before. I watch it on Netflix, but I don't feel like that's the same. Number 24, visit 30 countries. I've already visited, I think, 24, so I'm close. I can get in another 6 in 2 years, I think. Number 25, I haven't looked at this list for a while, and as I'm rereading it, I'm like, really? But number 25, pick my Halloween pumpkin from a pumpkin patch. I always see people do that on TV, and I always just get mine from Asda, and it's not the same experience, so I'd love to go and do that. Number 6, attend a murder mystery evening. Number 7, watch Pulp Fiction, because I keep meaning to do that and I haven't, so I thought, put it on the list. Number 28, make a vision board. Number 29, finish the BBC Goodreads reading list. Ooh, 2 years, is that enough time for that? And number 30, finish my 18th birthday scrapbook. So 10 years ago I started a scrapbook, never finished it. It will be finished. Okay, so I know some of those were really random, and like I said, they're all very personal to me, but that's the point. That is the point of this whole thing, is kind of just reminding myself that I don't have to live up to anyone else's expectations except for my own. I don't have to achieve anything except what I want to achieve, and I don't have to do anything that doesn't make me happy. It took me 28 years to figure that out, but I'm finally there, and my big hope from this weird video that went to a lot of places is that it will help you to realize that too. With that said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell, because I have started uploading sporadic Tuesday videos. I don't think that it's going to be something I do every single week, just from a time standpoint and having none of it, but I wouldn't want you to miss out if I do upload one on a Tuesday. So if you hit that bell, then you won't ever miss a video. Remember that I love you all so much. You are my oddballs and you mean the world to me. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye.